What's up, guys? Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Block Hash Podcast channel. My fellow Block Hashians, good to hear from you. Good to see you. Let's talk about the Bitcoin dominance, which has been on a tear since the beginning of the year, which is now running into some very similar resistance areas and patterns that could hint at a potential altcoin season, which is something I've been speculating for a while now. It usually happens around this time, as well as this time of the year, and a lot of the altcoin charts are screaming the same thing. So will it happen? Let's take a look. Looking at the markets today, it's red. It's going to be like that for a little bit, probably for the next week or so. Unless something changes, because we are correcting right now. But geez, I was just looking at Hedera hash graph, trying to figure out some potential sell points. We'll talk about that too in a bit, as well as a few other cryptos and how they're consolidating. Look at this. Exciting stuff. Anyways, diving into this article from CoinDesk real quick to give some context on the Bitcoin dominance. The increase in Bitcoin's dominance, or the largest cryptocurrency share of the overall crypto market, has halted. Yeah, it has stopped, hinting at the potential outperformance of alternative tokens, altcoins. Looking at data from TradingView, which is what I use, and I think everyone uses, shows Bitcoin's dominance rate rose 48% from 42% during the first quarter. Big move. The metric has oscillated between 38 and 48 for almost 2 years, with declines from 46 to 48 coinciding with outsized gains in altcoins. This is what we're looking at. This is where we're at. Rose more than 60% to 1.39 trillion in the last 2 months, the altcoin market cap, after the Bitcoin dominance rate turned lower from 48% in July of 2021. Similar bearish turnarounds in the dominance rate in mid-October of 2021 and June 2022 also pushed altcoin valuations higher. Anyways, we're looking at a potential altcoin season coming in as Bitcoin kind of stalls out. In the meantime, looking at Bitcoin over this period, it has closed out the FTX gap. Clearly, it has closed out a lot of the Celsius Voyager gap. Still some room to go. I think Bitcoin does continue pumping, but I don't think that the dominance for Bitcoin will continue for much of this year until we get to next year and we have the big Bitcoin move to break all-time highs and go to new ones, probably over $100,000 in 2024. But this is where Bitcoin's at. Even Ethereum has kind of pulled very similar in retrospect to Bitcoin and is looking at potential further breakouts, but it's got to get through this retest of $2,000. Looking at HBAR, we're in the same consolidation phase as most altcoins. We had a big pop coming into the beginning of the year. Then around mid-February, everything pulled back and corrected super harshly, and then it's just consolidated here. Same thing if you look at anything. Filecoin, same story. Algorand's, more or less the same story. Consolidating. Cardano's looked a bit more like Bitcoin and Ethereum, maybe even more like Ethereum, to be honest. Cardano's had a nice move out of this 40s range to the top, the 45-cent range, and now pulled back pretty heavily. But some strong moves in there. What was that? From early April? Ooh, 21%. Nice. A lot of potential here with Cardano. I need to take a look at this myself. Again, not financial advice, guys, but yeah, I don't think that trend's going to hold, but very interesting to see what plays out here. Very interesting. It's definitely been making higher lows on the monthly. Well, not the monthly, technically the daily, but looking at it month-wise, January, February, March, April, May. Still moving upwards, still looking good, actually pretty healthy. This was the big pullback that everyone experienced, but Cardano is looking pretty good, just following suit. Dogecoin, Yeah, had a nice rise, came down really harshly in March, but has managed to make higher lows on the longer time frame. Dogecoin is still in the game, guys. Look, making higher lows. Get a little bit zoomed in here. Finding some higher highs. Could Dogecoin be looking at a potential breakout at some point? Maybe. It's a very parabolic coin, meme coin. From our local top just recently to top back in November it had before FTX. Shit, that's 50%. 50%. Even if we want to go back to where we were just a week ago, 18%, 26%. I don't know. Dogecoin's not looking too bad. Definitely a strong long-term consolidation for quite a while now. I don't know if it's going to ever fully clear this gap. That's the problem, guys. SHIBA, very similar to Doge, also consolidating very heavily like the rest of the market. Had a big pop, big pullback, and now is just sitting here. I've tried to analyze it. It's very difficult, but Shibarium is very promising. There's a lot of potential gains in here, guys, if something happens. So keep an eye on that. Tezos, same thing. Really tight consolidation, probably more tight than anything else in the market. Could be a good sign. Scale, same thing, consolidation. It's across the board, guys. This tightening up in the price and consolidation, Polygon, the graph, is just screaming Bitcoin flows into altcoin. We have an altcoin season type of scenario. XRP, since the beginning of the year, did well, and then we had the tremendous amount of excitement around potentially having the SEC case end. Obviously, it's having a pullback right now, a little too excited, but XRP and XLM are probably the two that stand out the most, that might have started their altcoin season a bit prematurely. Again, we had this nice run up, pullback, and then, most altcoins sat in here, but these two, XLM, XRP, they popped on that SEC case. They're two very, very important coins for remittance. So having a bit of a pullback here, we'll see what happens with that moving forward. But it's the same story with almost every altcoin except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I guess you could include XRP and XLM. They're doing their own thing. But the rest of the altcoin market is just waiting for this money to pour into altcoins from Bitcoin, from Ethereum, and from investors getting into the market. And it's probably going to happen soon at some point. I mean, if you look at the charts, let's just use HBAR as an example, since I've been following that one very closely for a while. Let's go to a more usable chart, longer history. It usually starts to happen in the spring. This is a big move. The inception came back down. Familiar territory, guys. So around late April and May, pop begins. We get a nice uptrend. Something starts to happen with the price. Pulls back over the course of, actually, let's pull back in August. So August to early fall, it pulls back, consolidates, and then by the end of the year, like most altcoins, around November, December, just explodes. Very similar here to here. It's very similar for most altcoins. I expect a similar path forward, minus any COVID type drop or COVID holding back the price. I mean, this could just start climbing, but this looks good. This looks really good for the price. This consolidation and this accumulation is going to allow for a massive pop once that sell wall breaks. The buy wall is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's come back all the way to the beginning of the year. Long-term resistance here, very good. A little bit here, very good. Yeah, so I'm very excited about the potential for altcoin season happening sometime between May 1st and July 1st. at sometime in there, usually we see it. Summer slump into the early fall, and then by the time we get to November, December, big things happen. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for the year. That's it for the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. See you guys all next time. Enjoy.